Well, here we are, RC fans, racing 393, and, well, I'll say guess what, but you can see what. Team Associated have done it again. They brought out a car that never existed. Now, have you ever heard of any RC brand, company, Traxxas, Tamiya, Kyosho, just to name a couple, to bring out any new RC variants or re-releases like this? No is the answer. Not even back in the day. Tamiya would never have done this. Can you imagine? I mean, Team Associated are absolutely saturating the market. I'm just wondering if anyone out there has actually, you know, bought all of them. I went for the first 6 or 7, and then it's not because, I'll be honest, it's not because I didn't want them. My just funds wouldn't allow it. You know, I sort of spent a lot of money on since the RC10 Classic Clear, considering at that point that started the, oh my life, I'm going to actually own an RC10 like boxed and new. Okay, it was a clear version, but I thought maybe that's it. But how naive of me to think that. I mean, even when the actual RC10 re-release came out, the gold pan, as everyone sort of would be fighting over since, I don't know, was it 1985 or something when it first came out? When that one came out, I thought, brilliant! And I've got a video of me ranting on about that. I say ranting, praising that, to be honest. But time's gone on now. We're sort of a couple of years or so down the line since then. I can't remember exactly when the Clear came out, but we're now in, I don't know how many iterations of RC10 I'll call them variants. So there's been a lot of kits that have come out recently that they're not re-releases, they are cars that never existed. The 4-wheel drive one I got, the original one that came out, I say the original one, it was, I don't know, that was part of their, sort of in there, someone in there in the office was a thought 4-wheel drive. They must have actually had the 4-wheel drive back in the day, like in the makings, or the thought, or the plans, or the rights, or whatever they want to call it. Because it's something they never did it, not competitively, did they? Or did they? Did they bring out like a hybrid? They did, didn't they? I think in the 4-wheel drive category, but it did. I'm not sure if it won. I've got the RC, Team Associated blurb up here, and I'm just looking at it now. Well, they did say that they obviously went down the 2-wheel drive route, so as we know, and the 4-wheel drive was just a prototype. I think that's what I remember. So only a few would have had it, but that means that they would have had the molds, the tools, the idea, the plans, whatever you want to call it, in place. Now, what surprises me more than anything is that a lot of these people that are back in the day people, so we're talking about all the drivers, the founder, Roger Curtis, you've got Jay Housley, and various other named people who are actually in the video of Team Associated's release video. Now, have they always been into the, you know, have they always worked for Team Associated since they're back in the day, since they raced? Or they just sort of drafted them in over time to present to us this weird and wonderful release of cars that were never a thing? I don't know. I mean, have they always worked for Team Associated? Because it just seems ironic that they're still there and they're playing on the heroes of the day that if you're of a certain age, you're going to remember reading about them, because they're pretty much, I'll say now, they're sort of not, their age is a sort of variant of, you know, a little bit older than me to a little bit younger than me, so we're in the same era. The 4-wheel drive version of the RC10 fascinates me. I haven't built, as you probably can guess, any of my RC10s apart from the fan RC, the graphite, was it the graphite one, which wasn't even Team Associated. Now the thing is, up until that point, that fan RC was that the only one that came out? And everyone sort of, well, not everyone, but a lot of people jumped on it. And there was a big thing about Fan RC and Team Associated and the parts and the moulds, copyright. I don't know. I seem to remember that as well. And I don't know. I know Fan RC are still sort of bubbling away, but Team Associated have absolutely nailed it. It's always trying to nail them shut, isn't it? Put them in the ground and nail the box down. Get rid of them. That's what I want to do. Maybe they can't actually do anything about it because it's not copied. There are subtle differences. I don't know. I don't know. That if someone knows, you'll know. I haven't sort of read into that, to be honest with you. But this team card, this is, I think, in my opinion, this is a better. Well, it is a better version than the original one. The original one looks retro, where this looks modern. This is fantastic. Again, my funds just at the moment will not allow me to purchase any more RC10s short term because I've got my money tied up in other things at the moment. A new business venture, and I've said it before. I've got another channel, but that's not what this is about. But I think from what I've seen, this is really good. But the thing is, this is purely aimed at collectors, isn't it? All these weird and wonderful thoughts in someone's head from back in the day, even bringing the cars out now, I think's great, really great. Now, will you race this? It's let's be fair, it's probably not going to be competitive with modern buggies, but it's not supposed to be. This is aimed at the vintage four-wheel drive. Would it beat Tamiya in a similar four-wheel drive class? It depends on what four-wheel drive you're talking about, isn't it? Well, I can't even think off the top of my head. Is it like an egress? Is that kind of only because it's got spiky wheel tyres? Is that the sort of the similar, like what it would compete against, or is it going to be more like the Tamiya TRF, or the vintage Schumacher four-wheel drive? It's probably aimed at all that era, and I don't know. There must be. I think there is a vintage four-wheel drive class that you could race. I'm not sure if it's at like the highest level, like the BRCA. I don't know off the top of my head. But is that what it's aimed for? And would you do it? Because they do state in the video, the blurb video, that Team Associated in all these kits they've released, that they got an abundance of stock, meaning that you could race it. That's how I read that as. Now in America, maybe that's more prone. So America's a massive country, so it's probably going to have a lot more coverage than someone like for myself in the UK. I'm still fascinated about their business model of doing this. Like I've said in other videos, there's some of those cars that have come out that I don't really care about, but I can see the attraction of in the years to come. If you've got one now and you boxed it and left it, and then in 20 years time brought it out on whatever social media channels around at the time, whether it's YouTube or another one, is that going to work? Could that work? I mean, based on what we know now about social media, YouTube and videos and channels and all that kind of stuff, the RC world on YouTube is saturated, isn't it? There's so many out there. There's so many that have been doing it since maybe YouTube's in its sort of infancy. So they've kind of made it quite big. There's a lot of people out there that do a very good job and are doing really well. And there's lots of little channels. But you could search for anything on YouTube and it'll be on there, won't it? So to say that you could benefit from buying these kits that are these weird and wonderful ideas that Team Associated have dreamt up back in the day or recently, with the planning of actually buying it now and showing it later, I don't know. That would probably work with anything, wouldn't it? I mean, you can any Tamiya re-release anything. So maybe that's not an ideal scenario. But this, I like this one. I mean, it's got great technology on it. It looks much more of a race buggy, I suppose, of a vintage four-wheel drive race buggy. The team aspect of it just means it's got quite a few, I suppose, upgraded parts. I'm just looking at the picture here now. So you've got like, you know, the chassis stiffeners. The tyres are different, aren't they? They've got blue highlighted anodized parts on it. A different, what seems like the belt system has a different sort of design on it, because although I haven't built the other one, I have read that, does the belt rattle or does it come off? I don't know. Does that mean that they had the original in prototype and didn't actually think about upgrading that one, knowing that they're going to bring this one out back then? These are not just dreamt up in the last few days, are they? This has been ongoing, and it must be years. You don't just think, right, that was a busy week. Oh, thank God it's Saturday. And on Monday, you've come up with something like this. It just doesn't happen. It feels like it's every month. But this must have been back in the day. Dreamt up, made, manufactured. I don't know. And they must have the tooling, and they've got the tooling, the machinery, the parts, the stock availability to chuck these out. I mean, they've probably got, I don't know how many other cars ready to roll out. So there's no point sitting there thinking, I wonder what they're going to bring out next. They're probably going to do whatever you're thinking of. I mean, to bring out an RC10 brand, because that's pretty much what it is, and then naming the next bit, you know, Porsche, truck, touring car. I don't know. It's the RC10, RC12. You know, for me, if they bring out an RC12, what was it? RC12L, you know, the 12th scale carpet racer, I would be tempted to buy that one, because for me, as I've raced the 12th scale indoor carpet scene, just club level, haven't done it as much as I want to, I did wonder if the RC12 would ever come out. And I've seen like rolling chassis and various forms of kit from back in the day for sale on various auction sites, and I've been tempted to buy them. Now I think they're going to bring out an RC12. Was it L? I can't remember. And would I buy one? Yeah, I think I would. I'd like to compare it to the modern day 12th scale scene. Now, they don't do a vintage 12th scale scene that I'm aware of. So, does that mean that they won't do it? But then, thinking of it again, they brought out a sort of 6-wheel truck that's never going to be used, is it? It's never, ever, ever going to be raced. Not in the UK, anyway. So, I personally, I'll say right now, on this day in history, 17th of October 2025, and when this recording is happening, that they are going to think about bringing out an RC12, I say L. I haven't actually looked up what it was called, and I will be buying one, because it's something that really that would float my boat on history. I can't even remember how successful it was. But anyway, we're going off track. What do you think? Are you going to dip into your pocket or wallet or flashy card, and are you going to buy one of these? Like I've said, if I had the dough and the money, I would. I've got 7. If you add that up in your head, I don't want to do this, roughly. It's definitely over 2,000 UK pounds, probably close to $2,800 in total. Because some of them I bought from AE and got it shipped over, which cost me more than it should have done. But yeah, so would I get one? Yes, definitely. Am I getting one? I'm going to have to hold off because I still think the RC12 will be released. They must already have it. They're thinking about, right, do you think we should do the RC12? No, if they're going to do it, and I think they will, they've already done it. Or whatever other car comes out. It's already there. Can you imagine? Imagine sneaking in and having a look. What are they doing? Don't know. Would it have the same impact? Let me know your thoughts. Because, you know, this is probably never going to happen again. I don't want this video to go on for too long. So let me know what you think about this coming out. We know what we think about AE bringing out all these cars. The internet's been drummed over with that. So let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on the RC12. And then when it comes out, we'll have another video. So thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend coming up. And I'll speak to you very soon on the next episode. Bye for now.